So I like thinking about the future, guessing, wondering, and predicting about what could come next. So naturally, I started thinking what Walibi Belgium, one of my favorite parks, could do over the next 5 years. I asked my followers on Instagram what they think the park will do over the next 5 years starting from 2027. If you want to participate in future 5-year plans, please follow me on Instagram and subscribe here while you're at it. So without further ado, let's begin. We start in 2027. I think the park will remove Vampire at either the end of 2026 or the beginning of 2027. I and others initially thought that the park would remove the ride either at the end of the 2025 season or beginning at 2020 season, as markers seem to have appeared on the ride. Vampire doesn't have very long queues anymore, while other rides in the park do. So I think Vampire will be a goner for the 2027 season. I also think that Walibi Belgium will install a flat ride in the form of, tada, an ART Wild Swing. At this point, every Belgian park, bar Walibi Belgium, has either built or announced one of these cute little flat rides. The perfect place for this would be next to Turbine, and they theme it into Dog World. And I think Walibi Belgium would build a similar version to Belle Park, their sister park located a little bit deeper into Flanders. Later in the 2027 season, I think Walibi Belgium will start preparing a very particular, long-awaited project. I think Werewolf will cycle its last rounds in 2027, with the attraction closing at the end of the season. The area around the coaster will also close off at the end of this season, as it will be part of a huge makeover. I know, closing down 2 coasters in one season might seem a bit extreme, but we've seen it with Six Flags, and both have an incredibly bad reputation. I'm talking about the coasters here, not the Six Flags chain. And I honestly see no other option here. You guys, however, seem to think that Walibi Belgium would already open RMC Werewolf that year, or give it a Titan Track layover. For Halloween there will be a new scare maze, but overall Walibi Belgium wouldn't add much if Werewolf weren't getting RMC'd in 2027. In 2028, Walibi Belgium adds new trains to Cobra, their Vekoma Boomerang, as complaints about headbanging have become too much for the park to handle, so they have to act. The park will refurbish 2 areas this year and add multiple flat rides to counter the loss of the 2 major coasters the previous year. The first area that I see being refurbished is the entrance area, which should have been refurbished a long time ago. Walibi finally applies its concept art to the area, finally installing a giant W before the entrance and moving the entrance itself a bit more backwards into the current main street so they can handle the flow of visitors better. The big new addition in 28, however, would be the addition of 2 new flat rides in a fully new refurbished western area. One of these would be a Gerstlauer Skyfly, a flat ride that I adore very much, so that's why I want it here. This ride will be located next to Mechalodon on the side of the pond. The other ride would be a Zamperla Nebulas, which company does help the owners of Walibi Belgium have been installing in pretty much all of their major theme parks. I think Walibi would get rid of some of the kiddie flat rides in the children's area next to the western areas so they have space to put it there. This would tie Silverton, another flat ride in Walibi Belgium that is western themed, more into the western area. They would refurbish the rest of the area, giving it some much deserved TLC. I also think that Walibi Belgium will start construction of their major addition for 2029. Other suggestions that I have seen for the 2029 season are a single roller coaster or a Vekoma tilt coaster on the current space of Vampire. RMC Werewolf will open this year instead of 2029, and a full refurbishment for the challenge of Tutankhamun Dark Ride in the back of the park. 2029 will be a huge year for Walibi. Conda and Megalodon were both 4 years apart, which I think will be the time between Megalodon and RMC Werewolf. Walibi will also include a whole new area around the ride, based on the old public renderings published by Walibi. I think the RMC and the surrounding area will have a New Orleans theme, similar to Mystic in Walibi Grenoble. I really adore that theme and I wish it would come to Walibi Belgium, so I am rooting for that one. RMC Werewolf will stretch all the way to the entrance, providing the park with a centerpiece next to the entrance. I think they will try to break the amount of inversions on an RMC and go for a more flowy Zadra-like layout, as they already have an airtime focused ride in Conda. With the New Orleans area, they will also transform Pizza Solo into a brand new sit-down restaurant, which will have a menu based on New Orleans itself. The park will also construct a new flat ride in the form of a Zamperla Super Airways to meet the rising demand of visitors and capacity they really need. You guys again suggested RMC Werewolf, which I agree on this time, and a new triple lounge coaster and a hotel on the parking. I think, however, that this hotel will not open in 2029 but 2030. A year later. The hotel will be located on the parking lot next to the entrance. The hotel will take a similar style to the entrance area, with the rooms inside being themed to different areas inside the park. The park is riding a massive success wave, with the opening of RMC Werewolf, plenty of new flat rides, and just a fully complete park now, which opens a bit of extra budget for an unexpected investment. This investment comes in the form of a Vekoma family coaster. This ride would be located in the western area, with the station next to Silverton. And the last of the remaining kiddie flat rides would be removed to fully integrate the area into the western area. This season will also be the first time the park opens 365 days a year, joining parks like the Efteling and Disney in their operating schedules. We also see preparations take place for another massive investment, this time located in the former plot of Vampire. Other people didn't have the same idea as I did though, as you guys suggested that Vampire would only get removed that season and be replaced by a Vekoma STC, or that a new dark ride would get built at the entrance area, or just nothing happens. The final year of our 5-year plan for the park. In 2031, Walibi Belgium opens another massive roller coaster in the form of a Vekoma tilt coaster. This ride would be located on the former plot of Vampire, while utilizing some more of the surrounding land, because this roller coaster will be a big one. The coaster will be the world's tallest tilt coaster, which would also make it the tallest coaster in the Benelux. The ride would have its own medieval themed area, which would include new places to eat and a few kiddie flat rides, to compensate with the ones we took away. There would also be an option to add a new dark ride in the future. And according to the people who commented on Instagram, nothing of this scale will happen in 2031. I am just very optimistic. Well, the park goes bankrupt, which I see happening after my investment spree, and the old mascots come back for a one-off event. Or RMC Tikiwaka is there to save the day. Okay, so there you have it. The next 5 years that I predicted for Walibi Belgium. Do you think I should become the owner of the theme park, or am I a bit too optimistic? And what would you do differently? Let me know in the comments. Like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe for future 5-year plans on my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye!